President. Right here in New Hampshire, new Speaker of the House, new Senate President, a Republican conservative majority in both houses. And it's just the beginning, is it not? Just the beginning. In Washington, we're starting to see things start to turn around. But like a large aircraft carrier, it takes a lot of time to turn that ship, but at least it's starting to turn in the right direction. It's so good to see you here today. You know, we have got to make sure that we do not let up. This is a generational commitment we're making to transform America back to basics, not to transform it into an Eastern European nation. And I'm glad to be with you and to join you today in that cause. I have here in my hand the tax code of the United States of America. This is just the law, not the regulations. 4,052 pages in this book. This is the tax code currently. In my other hand, my right hand, the right hand, I have the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution in one book. One handy book. This book, if it were printed the size of the words in this page, in this book, would be about 10 pages compared to 4,052 pages here. This little book containing the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution is a book of freedom and liberty. Freedom and liberty in these few pages. This book of 4,052 pages is a book of tyranny and oppression, and it has to end now. As a candidate for the United States Senate, I submit to you this is still has to be our call. We need to scrap this tax code and go to a flatter, simpler tax so that we can treat each other equally, fairly, that there are no winners and losers. What we need to do with this tax code, Corey's going to help me.
I don't have a prayer for burning, so we're in trouble.
We need to take this tax code and put it in the trash can. And start over. Start over. According to the Tax Foundation, Tax Freedom Day came to America. Arrived in America on April 12th. That means until April 12th of this year, you were working for the federal government and the state government and local communities. The total tax burden on us. And in New Hampshire, sadly, Tax Freedom Day only came on April 9th. We think we're the lowest tax people in the country, and in some ways we are, if you look at different indicators. But we're still heavily taxed. We're in the top 25, not the bottom 25. The sad news is this. If the taxes collected were to pay for the entire 2011 expenditures, the Tax Foundation says we would be working for government until May 23rd. May 23rd, think of that. And what are we doing instead? We're spending our children and our grandchildren's future, their freedoms and their liberties, and that cannot stand. We need to get control of this government. It is more than immoral, it is criminal that we're spending the way we are in Washington, and frankly that we went on to a trajectory of spending here in New Hampshire the way we have. We need to resolve ourselves to continue to put pressure on government officials to live within their means and balance the budgets, to make sure that they only take from us that which they truly need to discharge the responsibilities under the Constitution and no more. Remember, the Constitution is a limiting document, not a living document. Are you with me? Think also about where we've come in 50 years. 50 years ago this year, the young President of the United States noted the obvious, that we are a radical nation. A nation will always be under assault because we are based on the radical proposition that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. That President so articulately stated that principle. And then he went on to exhort the people, Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. That is a conservative message. That president went on to advocate for tax cuts, national security, not Medicare or more government growth the way we know it today. In those 50 years, where have we gone? We've gone down the road of socialism, and that has to change, not just in Washington, but right here in New Hampshire. You and I know both that our faith needs to lie with each other, not government, that working together we can take care of most of our challenges, and that government is only there for the specific purposes granted under the Constitution. I ask you to continue to pray for our nation and our state, to work hard with those who represent what we believe in. And I ask you to do this with decorum. You know, we believe in freedom and liberty and the great principles that underlie our country. Those principles in our cause are greater than any one of us or any one of our particular issues or concerns. We need to be focused on the message, on the mission, on the cause, and do it with decorum. You know what I'm talking about? Let's do it with decorum. The people looking at us around the country and right here in New Hampshire need to see men and women, children, young and old, committed to them, to these great ideals of our country and our state, and that we're willing to work together in peace and harmony and with decorum. God bless you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the great state of New Hampshire. Thank you.